Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. And what better way off to start off the episode by getting a puff puff massage. And let's see what happens when we refuse the puff puff massage. Yeah, so remember viewers, do not refuse the puff puff massage. And I'm going the wrong way here. It doesn't matter, still leads the same way. Today we're going to head toward Alefgard. There, and also Charlock Castle. Oh, look at that. Yeah, after the puff puff massage, I still can't get my ship in the hole. But before we head toward oh yeah, we actually are going to head towards Tentacle Castle. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you need to talk to an NPC there. That guy I was talking about in the last episode. Here we have new enemies, demigods. Not that much to worry about. Just use physical attacks on them. They can hit twice per round sometimes, but they hardly ever do. They're just a stronger version of the spooks. Not even worth using magic against. And they're just gone in 60 seconds. Yeah, there's 3 more dummy ghosts. And this is Tentacle Castle. If you notice, the music is the same as in Dragon Quest 1 or Dragon Warrior 1. I don't think they did that in the NES version. I think they just played the normal castle theme. And this guy down here, the same thing as in the first game. He'll store all your MP. And the guy up here, yeah, you can save. I think in this area the king is missing or some nonsense. So I definitely do want to save here so I can get my boat over to this side. The guy here is the detoxication, revivification jerk, or whatever. I didn't even notice the king is missing. King is a coward. Let's see, there's nothing under the king's throne. Didn't find anything but some strange yellow stains. And this guy here, yeah, you want to talk to about the sunken treasures, or else it will never spawn. Annoyingly, unlike the NES version. Yeah, you want to keep saying yes and no to him till he talks about something about it being sparkling. Yeah, there we go. And now that the place where the sunken treasures are will spawn. Yeah, that's the guy, same from the Dragon Quest 1. And that pot there contains the fairy water, but nah, I really don't care for that. I already know it's the town of Tentacle. 2 other people already told me. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I figured Breckenary wasn't the Breckenary on the right side of Tentacle Castle in the first game. Yeah, whatever. Well, we already have Dew's yarn, and it's the lady that'll tell you where it's at. But I already got that already, so no need to talk to you. Unfortunately, you can only get 1 Dew's yarn in this game. As you see, I did a ton of gold grinding in between episodes. I didn't buy anything though. None of that stuff is worth it buying anyways. And now we still have the golden key. We can open up this door. This guy kind of looks like the king. Oh, okay, he's just in retirement. He's just an apprentice. He's not the king. And then in down there still costs 6 gold if you want to know. Same as in the first game. And now we want to head out and find that sunken treasure. And once again, if you do not talk to that NPC in Tentacle Castle, the treasure spawn will not spawn. you'll sit around in the ocean for hours searching, and then getting pissed off, going to GameFAQs, trying to look at a map, and getting more pissed off, finally have to talk to that NPC on like an NES version, and have to scrap a recording, have to do this all over again. But anyways, we found the ship's treasure, and now we can just head back to Leonport. There's some more annoying sea slugs. I've killed enough of them already. Now, unfortunately, to get your shit back here, you have to talk to this old man again. Come on, get on the damn thing there. The Tressers, as in the NES version. Anyways, we get the echoing flute. What that does, well, when you play it, it echoes when there's a crest nearby, but as of right now, we're not supposed to know what a crest is, so I don't know why they gave us the echoing flute first, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to figure that out. Yeah, I can just cast return instead of just sailing around like an idiot. Yeah, there we go. But before we go to Charlock Castle, there's another item that I want to pick up. Here we have Magic Drakeys at sea. Yeah, most of my gold grinding I did on the other side, in between Leonport and Alefgard. Around here, the enemies pretty much suck. They don't really give that much gold. Magic Drakeys are pretty much garbage. Yeah, it's a crappy amount of gold. Yeah, most of that gold came from that sea slug. Now you can see Gwaelin's cave, but there's really nothing there, unfortunately. Not really a lot of stuff to explore in Alefgard, except for Tentacle, Charlock Castle, and the area which I'm heading to now. See, there goes Reupload. There's nothing there. I think somebody says later on that something happened, that all these towns got destroyed or deserted. There we have a Corny Babbles and Smokes. And there's also enemies here around the Alefgard region called, I forgot what it was called, Poison Flies or Poison Lilies that can poison you, but not really worth fighting. Really not a lot of enemies around Alefgard are worth fighting. There's just better options. Anyways, you want to come here, since we have the Erdrick's token. If you don't have it, he'll just kick you out. And here we get the Helmet of Erdrick. Want to equip that on Stannis, because, well, he's the only person that can equip it. Yeah, look at that defense. 101 to 121. 20-point boost in defense. Now Stannis is even a bigger house. A ghost house. Well, anyways, I want to cast return to get the hell out of here, and I'll probably heal up. Oh yeah, by the way, Tyrion learned heal more at level 14. If I didn't mention that. Alright, I just went to the inn, heal up for about 6 gold. I can see Stannis is pretty much buffed up on defense, with exception to the broadsword. Tyrion still has that chain sickle. Told you he was going to have it for a long time. And Arya, the wizard wand, and still has the clothes of hiding. And also, yeah, she learned defense at level 10. Yeah, I did that in between episodes. You really really want to have defense for this area. And also, yeah, I mentioned before, Tyrion learned heal more. It heals more. Yay. Now we want to head to Charlock Castle. Area is really not that tough if you have the defense spell and the armor I have. Although really I don't have the offense, but that's not really a problem for this area. And there was no enemies in that first area. Kind of reminds me of Hawk's Nest from the first game. Alright, we have a bunch of new enemies. Mummy Man, Gremlin, Saber Tiger. Now, the Gremlins here aren't as powerful as the ones we fought in Leonport. Saber Tigers have been taken out in one hit. They do have some pretty powerful attacks. Yeah, let's try out defense. I don't think they're susceptible to it. Nah, I figure not. Alright, there goes the Saber Tiger. Yeah, these jackasses like to cast sleep, but since I have the Dragon's Mane, I really don't have to worry about that. I think those Saber Tigers can't hit twice per round, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heal up Tyrion there. Yeah, he's gonna need some more offense, but we'll get that offense soon enough. Arya just cast Infernos. It's probably the best thing to do against these guys, is spam it with magic attacks. I think they're immune to sleep and stop spell. Although I don't think they cast any spells at all. Yeah, but why use stop spell of sleep when you can throw a fireball up their ass? Here you go, some more difficult enemies, the dragonflies. Yeah, they have that annoying breath attack that can hit all your characters at once for a decent amount of damage. You can't put them to sleep. I'm gonna try defense. Infernos would be a better choice, but I just want to show off defense. Hopefully it doesn't cost me my life. I think Tyrion at level 20, he learns Increase, which increases the party's defense. Yeah, there goes annoying breath attacks. Yeah, just attack. Arya, just defend. Yeah, I got one of those dragonflies. Tyrion's almost dead. Come on, somebody take this fucker out. Got a crappy amount of gold. That's a shame. I got more gold from the crappy sea slugs than these guys. I have to heal up Arya too. Don't want to get ambushed by those dragonflies. Especially on low health. That just means game over. These guys are pretty much cake. Arya just cast defense on the Saber Tigers. Should be enough so even Tyrion could take one of these Saber Tigers out in one hit with the defense spell on. Good. This loser, I just go all out. Try defense. I don't think that'll work. Stannis will probably kill this guy. Yeah. Before we figure out the defense doesn't work against him. Want to get to that treasure chest over there, but it's like all games. They want to make you work for it, so you gonna have to go around to get that. Yeah, just more Saber Tigers and Mummy Men. There's also another enemy that I want to encounter. Basically, the real reason why I leveled up Arya to get the defense spell for this area. And just like in Dragon Warrior 1, you still have the same dungeon music. It gets lower every time you go down a floor. I don't think they did that in the NES version either. Alright, here goes the new enemy, the Gorgon. Yeah, these Gorgons have a ton of defense. That's why I leveled up Arya to get the defense spell. Really want to use defense and suck up all their defense and then go on the attack. Saber Tiger is gone in one hit. Who cares? Yeah, these losers, they can cast Surround and they can also cast Increase to increase their own defense to the point where you're just doing like 1 or 2 damage and you pretty much just have to run if you don't have the defense spell. But since I do have the defense spell, these guys are pretty much cake. Lord, take away all their defense and just hack and slash away. Surround, I don't care. Just attack. And they're gone. Drop the fairy water. More fairy piss. I'll probably just pour that crap out on the ground. Now in this weird W area, you want to go down. And then it's pretty much linear to that treasure chest. Yeah, this area is not as mazy as Charlock Castle in Dragon Quest 1. Thank God. And what do we get? We get the Sword of Erdrick. And unlike the NES version, both Stannis and Tyrion can equip it. I think even in the Game Boy Color version, the Prince of Connaught can equip this too. Yeah, it's about 25 points of offense. So Tyrion, you can finally throw away that chain sickle, or you could pretty much use it as a belt as you want to. I don't care. Yeah, now he can help out with the offense now. Now the next point is get a better weapon for Stannis. Although the broadsword is pretty much doing pretty well so far. Mostly because of all the strength seeds I've been giving Stannis throughout the last couple of episodes. Now we want to backtrack to that little W column. Or at least it looks like a W. And you want to head up here. Now the stairs are pretty annoying to see through. It's hard to see through with the brightness all fucking fucked up here on my screen. It's hard for even me to see the stairs. Ah, there it is. I have to pretty much squint. Alright, we made it out of there. Yeah, it's the Dragonlord, but yeah, I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna have to spam some heal more spells to get through this area. Alright, about 50,000 heal more spells I got through here. Get 155 gold. Get a world map, but that's not why I came through here for. I don't care about the world map. I don't think you could view it when you're in a dungeon. Who needs a world map? I have game facts. I didn't come here for the full plate armor either. Although I can sell it for about 1,000 gold. Alright, we get another strength seed. Yeah, that's the main reason why I came here for. I'm gonna give that to Stannis. And now I'm gonna have to heal more on my way out of here. Alright, about 3 hours later, I finally got out of there. And don't worry about using up all your magic. There are no more random encounters in this area. Alright, just go around the evil Kool-Aid. The evil Kool-Aid is bad. Don't bump into the walls. And you want to talk to the Dragonlord. Horribly grotesque, just like yours. Yeah, you two could be brothers. Ah, more Targaryen cunts. And unlike the first game, you want to say yes. Don't worry, it won't lock up your game or anything like that. And he'll tell you about the 5 Crests. That's pretty much our next mission in this game. And that island south of Cantland, that's called the Lighthouse, but we're not going to head there yet. There's some more items that I want to collect before going on the Crest hunt. Let's see what happens if we say no. Come on, hurry up. I think in the NES version he'll say, oh, thou art missing thy brain, but here he just calls us stupid. Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II outside the town of Leonport, which I'd said I would meet you at the end of the last episode. Let's get those repels going there. Although I don't think they work that well out at sea. Either that or my characters are too weak. Maybe a combination of both, and I'm just gonna run from all these morons. Yeah, I fought enough of these guys in between episodes. I did some gold farming, have about 20,000 gold, because today we'll finally be getting rid of that broadsword and getting a new weapon for Stannis. And also a new weapon for Arya, the Staff of Thunder. But first I want to get that new weapon for Stannis. And that's toward the town of Welgarth. We haven't visited there before. And Welgarth is toward the mid-south of the map. So what I want to do is pretty much loop the map, just heading east till we get around the Charlock Castle area, and then head north and end up in the southern region of the map, around that Welgarth area. This should be around the Lake Cave area, yeah, because I remember that bridge. Yeah, one thing I like about this version is that the battle window just takes up a part of the screen instead of that black screen of death in the original NES version. Or even in the Game Boy Color version, you had the gray screen of death. And yeah, Arya learns Antidote. Yeah, big deal. I don't know, it just makes it a bit easier getting your bearings back after a long battle or a long dungeon. And now you just want to head up and you'll just loop the map to the south. And of course you want to cast Infernos, want to kill these magic Drake as quickly as possible. You don't want them casting defense on your party. Really don't want to give that Hawkman any type of advantage. Yeah, I read somewhere it says something about sprite limitations or something like that, but I don't know what sprites. It was just pictures and text in the original NES version. I don't know anything about game designing or anything like that, but I just thought it was just stupid. Yeah, we really need to get a new weapon for Stannis, because that broadsword isn't really cutting it right now at this point in the game. And here's where we want to head to, and thank goodness I didn't fight any random battles. They're not really that tough around here, I just don't feel like being bothered. Everybody left this guy behind. I always thought he was standing guard outside of here. Make sure you have the golden key before you enter this area. And this is the town of Welgarth. Kind of reminds me of Cantland from Dragon Quest 1, or Ling Rang from Little Ninja Brothers. Yeah, you see I did a lot of gold farming. I almost have enough for a shield of strength, but the item that I really want to get is the light sword. That mink coat is just way too expensive. Totally not worth it. I probably won't even attempt to try to buy it in this game. And also about the shield of strength, you can see Arya can't equip it, but she can use it as an item in battle to cast heal more. As for everybody else in the party. So eventually I want to get 3 shield of strength by the end of the game. But the main priority here is light sword. I wish I would have equipped it off screen, so I'd show you the power increase, but I think it's going to increase your power by, I think, 25 or something like that. And we're finally going to get rid of the broadsword. Well, you've done well, and now it's time to retire. Move down to Florida and play shuffleboard with Brett Favre and Derek Jeter, I guess. And yes, we did come to buy the Jailor's key. Oh, well, you're not selling it. And yeah, they sell the same junk here. And this lady... What do you mean there's nobody in front of me? Yeah, I really hate this about the game. Why did the game designers put so many spaces in between all the vendors, like right here? I mean, this is ridiculous. Just forget it. Nope. There we go. Oh, it's just a vault. I don't care. Come on, just get through a little hole. You gonna come down anytime soon? I can't talk to a wall. And this is the guy you want to talk to. Yeah, you see that little sort of blank space between Antidote Herb and the Wing of the Wyvern? Yeah, you want to select that. Make sure you have 2,000 gold, because, well, that's how much this item costs. And we're going to give that to Arya. She has all the keys anyway. And that item that we bought was the Jailor's Key. It's used to open up all the, well, the silver jail type doors. We're going to be putting that to use right in this town here. And what do you have to say? I don't know. There's no bathroom in this game. It's not even a chamber pot. Could imagine cleaning that out. Let's see if there's anything to search for over here. It would look like there would be. Or else the game designer just put this door here for really no apparent reason. Yeah, they did that a lot in these older NES games. Oh well. How much is the inn? Not 120 gold. I think it's really 60 gold, but like 60 gold, 120, I can't even count. 40 gold per person. Yeah, I don't really care about the lottery. Yeah, a lot of these older NES games love putting those areas of useless exploration here. And the guy's talking about Rubus, but we'll learn more about Rubus later on. Yeah, this guy is Luke. That's the boyfriend of the female back in Zahan. Yeah, I think you really learn more about Rubus in Dragon Quest III. Oh. The work of the devil. Well, I guess you haven't played much Chrono Trigger. I mean, Frog did that with the Masamune. But unfortunately, we don't get a Masamune here, so we're gonna have to find another way to split the mountain open. Little finger or fast finger? I guess this guy never saw the Shawshank Redemption. I don't know if this trick works here. Let's go to the... Yeah, you need the Jailor's Key to open up these doors here. In the NES version, you could open up doors. You could open up 2 doors at the same time, but I guess you can't in this game. Nah, you gotta do it the hard way. Turn left and turn right. The Eye of Malroth. So you need the Eye of Malroth to split the mountain open. Yeah. Can't just use the Masamune here. And there's probably nothing in here, but I want to search anyway, just for my OCD. Anyways, you want to come around here. You see that little, I don't know, I guess this little dig space here. Yeah, you just want to head to the right, and you can talk to this guy, Rogue Fastfinger, and he'll give you the Watergate key. We'll be putting that to use in the next episode. Yeah, don't worry, buddy. I'm not gonna snitch you out. Yeah, I could tell the guard, but nah, we're not gonna do that. Alright, we're outside the town of Welgarth, and now it's time to do some more exploring. We did all we can there in Welgarth, got the weapon I wanted. Yeah, now I could make quick work of those Hawkmen and those vampires. I think in the NES version, they actually do call them Vampiri. Give them the correct definition. And just Infernos on the Man of Wars. And then we just physical attacks on Storm Eagle's cousin there. There we go, 68 damage. And now I'm back to one-shotting these assholes. Anyways, you want to come around here. Search. And we get the Leaf of the World tree, and it works like a Phoenix Down in Final Fantasy games, but unfortunately you can only get one. Well, unless you use it, on a dead party member, then you can come back here and get it again. There's an NPC that'll tell you where to get it, but I already told you where to get it, so don't worry about it. And also an interesting thing, let's say if you right here, we're in like Hawkman and Magidrake territory, but if you take one step to the right, you'll be in Vampirus territory. And that's pretty much how I guess the random battle encounter lines work. And this is the Fire Shrine, and yeah, there'll be another NPC that'll tell you that there's a crest here. Now what the hell, I'll play the echoing flute. Yeah, if you hear the echoing in the back, that means there's a crest around here. And what they did in the NES version, they were real bastards. They put the crest behind the shrine, so you have to actually walk out here, yeah, and find the shrine. But as you see, there's a tree there. So yeah, they actually moved the location of the crest in this version. And yeah, guess where it is, folks? Yeah, it's right here next to the tree. Yeah, well, first time playing this version, I'm like, wait a minute, oh shit, they moved the location of the crest because, you know, the tree is there. Yeah, they just moved it one space to the right. And you can go into your inventory menu and see how many crests you have, but that's our first one. Alright, now it's time to head further to the east here. I want to head back to the town of Zahan. Yeah, I'm not really afraid of those Vampiruses anymore. I can just one-shot them, or you can just put them to sleep. That's a lot easier. And also the Gargoyle, a stronger version of the Hawkman. I got one-shot the Gargoyle. And we can put these Vampirus to sleep. Nighty-night. Yeah, these Vampirus, I believe they can hit twice per round, and they can also call for help. Call for more Vampirus to help them out. Yeah, we just lower their defense, so even Tyrion can take them out in one shot. I guess not. Yeah, when I get the better weapon for Stannis, the Thunder Sword, yeah, then I'll just give the Light Sword to Tyrion. So pretty much I'm done with buying weapons for the rest of the game. And there's another item here that I want to get. And I guess this game expects you to have Step Guard at this point, but I really don't care. I'm just heal more my way through this area, all the way to the left side there. Alright, about 30 MP later, you can come through here and we can get the magic loom. And that's used for a stronger armor for Arya. I'll probably do that little side quest in the next episode. I don't feel like doing all this shit, so I'm just gonna cast Return. Yeah, and there's another jail cell. Yeah, you need the Jailor's key to get to that area. The area over to the right just leads to a wizard's ring, and I'll probably get that off screen. Not really that important now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna rest up, and yeah, I'm gonna sail, and I'll meet you back at Maidenhall. Alright, I healed up and sailed all the way over here to Maidenhall. And now since we have the Jailor's Key, there's another item that we can get for Arya, the Staff of Thunder. You know, unlike the NES version, this boss here, guarding the Staff of Thunder, is a lot harder than the NES version, so I would suggest having above 60 HP for this battle. Just get in the damn stairs. First we gotta talk to this jerk. Yeah, we have the Jailor's Key. What if I don't want to? Alright, but yeah, I already know that. I already have game facts. Yeah, I don't care about the barriers. Yeah, now it's time to heal up, of course. Yeah, you really want to enter this battle above, at full health. Yeah, speaking of prison guards, yeah, I noticed they don't call them prison guards anymore. Now they call them the Department of Corrections. Yeah, I know they had that here in New York. I just want to know if they had that anywhere else. I believe around the New Jersey and Connecticut area, they call them the Department of Corrections. But oh well. Anyways, we have a boss battle to take out. Yeah, this guy is one that's guarding the Staff of Thunder. Yeah, just be careful, like I said before. He is a lot harder in this version than in the NES version. And the first thing you want to do is cast Stop Spell on this guy, because he has a nasty exploded attack which would take about 50 to 60 HP off any of your characters here. Well, except for Tyrion, because he has the magic armor equipped. Let's just cast Heal More. Oh, good. Yeah, I was expecting that the exploded attack. Alright, good. We got Stop Spell on him. Now we only have to worry about his physical attacks. And now Arya can spend the rest of the rounds sucking his defense away. Yeah, you really want to rip his defense away because, well, he can use it against you. And obviously, you know, if he takes away all your defense, he'll start one-shotting your party members. I'm gonna have to heal up Stannis and just keep using defense, Arya. Yeah, he has about 150 HP. Thinking the NES version, we got him. NES version, I think he has about 50 to 60 HP. He's not really that tough if you use Stop Spell against him. Alright, Tyrion got to level 16. Yeah, decent stat boost there. But more importantly, we get the Staff of Thunder, which is the most powerful weapon for Arya. I think any of my characters can equip it, but for Arya, I'm going to give that to her. And if you search here, you can get an Agility Seed. Yeah, I'll give that to Arya off screen. But now what I want to do is I want to show you what happens when Stop Spell does not work against the Mace Master. I'm going to load up another save file, and I'll be right back. Alright, I have another save file saved up, and I'm going to show you what happens when you don't use Stop Spell on him. Oh, I forgot I gotta press the button there. Alright, we're gonna take on the Mace Master again. This time I'm not gonna use Stop Spell. Not really worth using anything else, but so I'm just gonna defend with Tyrion and Arya. Yeah, just cast defense. Yeah, this shit takes a ton of damage. It didn't take that much damage, bad damage off of Tyrion because I defended, and also with the magic armor taking off. Protecting us 25% against magic attacks. What you can do is you can buy another magic armor for Stannis, but I didn't, so oh well. Yeah, now I'm really gonna have to heal up. Alright, he cast defense. Yeah, if he'd have casted Exploded again, I'd have probably been dead. Yeah, there are times where this Mace Master will just keep spamming Exploded, and there's really nothing you can do. You're dead. Yeah, you really can't keep up with the healing. Yeah, that's why I said just use Stop Spell against him. Yeah, Tyrion just barely survived. Alright, we got him. Oh yeah, it's the same level. I forgot I said I got another level, but yes. Yeah, I'm just reloading another save file. We get the Staff of Thunder again. And the sisters never laid a finger on Tyrion again. And the Mace Master never walked again. They transferred him to a minimum security hospital upstate, and to my knowledge, he lived out the rest of his days drinking food through a straw.